What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here, and we are talking a little Survivor 44, episode 2. Pat, you're back with me, and new special guest this
Hey,
episode. Don't cut me off, brother. New special guest this episode, Matthew Papa, joins us to talk a little Survivor. Matthew, what's up, man?
Hey, excited to be back on the pod.
It's been a minute,
A very long minute, yes.
but glad to have you back on. You were mentioning before we got on that we were talking a little bit of shit about your favorite last week. So go ahead and defend her. She had a great episode this week. Am I right or am I wrong?
Y'all were shitting on my girl Carolyn, and she just showed this week that she is here to eat the competition.
she really did. And by the way, she came this close to fucking it all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Takes the bag, leaves, and goes, "Oh, wait a minute."
Okay, and when she would have kept that bag and everyone would have emptied their bags and the bag was still in no one's bag, she would have been free because no one thought it was her. No one thought it was her.
That's insane to me that no one was like, "Hey, who's the person who hasn't been here this entire? We've all been together."
Yeah, interesting that point of Carolyn finds the key when everybody else decides to go to the water well and then unlocks it, then almost doesn't put the bag back. And then everybody proceeds to blame almost everybody else on the tribe. No one questioned Carolyn at all.
That's her master social game right there. And y'all
Is
just
it?
don't see it.
I think nobody wants to talk to her. That's why. I don't think anybody wants to be bothered.
I mean, Yam Yam or Jam Jam, however you say it, that's King. He is by her side, never doubting her. And
I do respect that. That is pretty loyal. I do like that she did find someone to mesh with. And I do give Carolyn a lot of crap, but she's killing the game. She's the one who found the key, almost got bit by a snake, but she found the key. So far, she's the most dominant person in that tribe. And then had the smart didn't play tonight. So now
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about her not playing the idol that she found this round. I thought for sure once she didn't play it that she was going to be voted out.
yeah.
But Carson ultimately decides to flip on Helen and Sarah here and vote out Helen. Were you guys surprised in that? I was shocked.
Do you want to go first?
no, you go.
Yeah, honestly, I was like hoping for the moment where Carson like stayed with Helen and then it tied because like we knew that Sarah didn't have a vote, but they didn't know. And I thought that would have been like so much more drama and like it really would have showed hands there.
Pat, were you surprised though that Carson ultimately decides to go with Yam Yam and Carolyn instead of Helen?
I'm not surprised. I think his logic is like Helen's a much bigger threat, but not a threat to a point where like people would look at Helen and be like, "Oh, she's a threat." I think Caroline and Yam Yam are such big personalities that if you go into a tribe swap or anything, not only can he beat them physically, and clearly he's told everyone how great he is at puzzles and mental, and I work for NASA, whatever.
I don't know if
You know.
he's specifically saying that. I think that he's saying that in like there's like segments of that. Whereas
Yeah, I know.
Matthew
Everybody's
is saying that to everyone.
but also I'll get to that point because that's also like what happened to everybody just being strangers and like not being able to if you prepare for Survivor, you shouldn't be on Survivor. The whole point is that they're everybody's.
Pat, you're not 3D printing puzzles
Yeah, right. What the fuck?
that look really,
Anyway.
really, really identical.
Yeah, that's cool. That's sick. It's not an advantage at all. And so, whatever. But I think his logic is like I'd rather stick with these two because number one, I can probably beat them, and number two, if we go into a merge, I think because they are such big personalities, they're probably bigger. I can frame them as bigger targets than me, and Sarah is her name. Sarah wasn't like, it's kind of like not really doing anything either. So I think Helen's the one taking the charge on everything, and I think Carson was like, okay, well, I don't want you around. So I think it was a smart play. It's just Carolyn is such a
little bit of a wild
character.
card.
Why not? What the definition of a wild card?
Matthew, if you had the option to go with the duo of Helen and Sarah or Carolyn and Yam Yam, who would you choose? I think I already know the answer.
Easily Carolyn and Yam Yam. And I mean, Pat made a good point. Like, they're big personalities, so like come a merge, like that's the easy first merge boo. Just the loud in your face person. So I'm going with y'all. Be shield for me. Thank you. And then, if Little Miss Carolyn tells me she's got an idol too, that's even better. So
yeah, I think the show is really happy that Carson made the decision that he did tonight. I think that the other two bring a lot of flair to the game. It'll be interesting to see how the fallout from the vote count, though. So do you think that Sarah's going to catch any flack, or do you think she's going to try to play it off like how is she going to go about saying that she voted for Helen if she really didn't know about that plan? She's going to have to own up to it, right?
Yeah, I think she's probably going to have to. I mean,
confusing thing for her here.
I guess it's good because she can also say, well, Carson, you were going to vote. You told me you were going to vote with us, and then you didn't. And so it doesn't really matter. Like, the only person she would have to explain that she didn't have a vote to was Helen, and she's out. So, I mean, the other side got who they wanted out, and Sarah just kind of has to explain. I guess I don't know who I guess she would have to explain to Carson, but he went back on his word. So I think they're all I think it kind of cancels out. So I think that could be like an argument she makes, but that's the way I'm thinking of it.
She's probably praying for a little bit of a merge here or swap.
Yeah. Or they win.
Yeah.
Which, now that I think about it, she was, even though she didn't vote, she would have been on the wrong side of the vote either way. So,
yeah. What did you guys think of the segment of Caroline talking about digging through her son's feces for like 20 minutes?
I mean, we got to talk about it.
Was that fun?
Matthew, is that something that draws you in for an ally?
For an ally, no. As a viewer, no. That I mean,
Caroline's willing to go through shit for you, man. I mean, that is
literal.
She's like
literal shit.
Literal shit.
I mean, maybe as an ally, I want that. Then I don't like.
I don't want to go through the shit.
Yeah, fair point. So maybe as an ally, I do want that.
Caroline's begging to go through shit. Begging. No.
Yeah, no, definitely interesting.
She's in. She has an idol, and she's playing the good game. So I mean, I will take back a few things that I said. She's clearly. I think she's kind of one of the most. She's Dee Reynolds from It's Always Sunny. That's the way I see it. She's just so much.
What Yam Yam compared her to when Carson came over to talk to them. I think Yam Yam said that she was a combination of somebody and Cher.
Goofy and Cher.
That's funny. I like him. He's funny.
Yeah, I like Yam Yam. I don't like Carson. I don't like Carson. I'm going to make that known now. I actually like Caroline more than I like Carson, because I think that is the whole I'm from NASA, I do the puzzles, I train for. Also, I like Matthew, but like what? I train for this. This is what the fuck. If you're making
did so good, he did so good up to that point. All he had to do was not say that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, why would you say that in front of the whole cast?
Yeah.
Because everybody, you could see everybody just look at him like, huh? You say that?
Wait, what? Like it's funny because he could have like he killed that competition, and I like if you want to like throw in the extra doctor's orders, I can't do this, but I did anyway for the tribe. Okay, fine. But then he goes, I've been training for this my entire life. I built this out of plywood in my like in my backyard. I've been training for months. Everyone's gonna be like, what?
Yeah, we gotta vote him out soon,
No.
for sure.
Yeah.
Matthew, are you mad that Matthew, same name, did that?
I'm not gonna say mad because like I don't know, that didn't affect me, but I think it
Good.
affected his game because like if I was on his tribe and I was like, oh, he's building challenges, like what happens if we get to emerge? Does he have all these challenges too? Like, am I just not gonna be
Yes.
able to win anything? So
besides Carolyn, who are you standing this season, Matthew?
Patrick's gonna kill me. I really like Carson too.
Fuck, man.
Okay, I only like him because he's good to look at. Gameplay wise, not much more. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other tribes.
let's that's a good point to talk about the other tribes. I mean, we got a lot of the purple tribe this obviously because they were going to the vote. But green tribe is the tribe that has not lost yet, right? Well,
Yeah,
not lost a
they're-
person. And not
What do you
lost a
guys?
community.
And I was going to ask, what do you guys think of the Matt and Franny just in like day 4? I love you. It's kind of like they're just smitten for each other.
I'm kind of into it.
I hate them.
Okay. Expand.
Oh, okay. I don't like. I'm sorry. Like coming on Survivor, and you're just like, it's like in Big Brother. I don't understand the showmances, but like I understand later on. You're in the house for 90 days and you're all just alone. Cool. But it is day 4 of Survivor, and you're all nasty. You're all smelly. Like what can you see in a person? Like I just don't get it. And
Yeah.
Matt is very very much more into it than Franny is because she's like, maybe we should like step away, like not be seen, and he's like always with her. Like I don't think I saw one clip where he was not with her.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I think it's there's a lot of like I know like from what I see this season, like Matt Carson, all those guys are like, I'm a nerd, but I kind of got ripped for Survivor kind of thing. And yeah, Matt's like, I love the idea that Matt is like, yeah, I'm fresh off a breakup. Hey, Franny, you're giving me attention. I love you very much. Like he's just like immediately like, I don't care how you smell. I'm down bad right now.
Well, I mean, you mentioned that it seems like Matt is more into it than Franny, but I feel like Franny's kind of into it a little bit. Would you guys say a little bit? No?
I guess we're gonna have to see because I don't know if that's the edit or it's just like because I feel like every time I went to Matt, he's like, "Yo, Franny is just, oh my god," and Franny's just like, "I think this might be a little dangerous." Matt's cute and all, and just cut back to Matt being like, "I will beat her."
He
So
is
I don't know.
He did reveal that he lost both of his votes to her and on her only.
That's
Trust?
true. That was a bold move.
Very
So maybe
bold, considering, yeah.
Stay 4.
Here's the thing though, that tribe's kind of like stacked. It seems like they're not gonna lose until a swap. Well,
Yeah.
they're not gonna lose, right?
Yeah, no. And I think also Danny, literally the perfect way to, I thought, play the idol or like use the
Yeah.
idol and use the fake. I was like, I
Pat,
was
you
hoping
must have not seen Carolyn. That's the perfect way.
Also,
Despite Carolyn playing it really like erratically the way that she did it, and the end product, it seems like is a little bit better than Matthew.
and I will give her
Danny.
Yeah, I will give her credit. She did play it correctly, and it was weird that everybody from the Purple Tribe was like, "Look at the bag. It's not taut. It's been opened. Somebody has it." Like that was a little much. And I thought, if I was in Caroline's position, I definitely would have ran off with the bag. But I for her to go back and then do it, I was like, okay, Caroline, you're doing it. But with Danny, he was like, it was seamless. It
Stealth.
was like not a big deal.
Yeah.
Very stealthy. So that's going to be interesting.
But my thing with him is that on his tribe, he's on the green tribe, right? That's probably not going to lose. But
Yeah.
do we think like he's on the outs and people will suspect him of doing it? Because if I was on a tribe with Danny, I would maybe suspect him. He seems like the archetype that would probably have an idol or find something. Plus, I feel like this episode, people were talking about, where's Danny? A lot. He's gathering wood and other things.
But I feel like with that, like no one was like, oh, he's looking for the idol. Because like they were just like, yeah, because every time Danny does go out to get wood or bamboo or whatever, like he's actually bringing a lot back. It's not like, oh, he's out there and he brings back one little fucking log. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I think he'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
And I'm also interested to see what the dynamics of that green tribe are, because I feel like we don't, other than Matt and Franny, like I don't know who's close with who.
Yeah, we haven't really had much time they hadn't had to like kind of have those talks yet. So it'll be interesting if they do lose. I would imagine, it's just speculation, that they would want to break up the duo, the obvious duo people were talking about it this episode, but we'll have to see. And then we didn't get much from the other tribe, right? We got Puzzle Man or
Puzzle
build
Master
stuff
Matthew.
in my bed. Puzzle Matthew.
Just a wild move.
Yeah, wild move by him, but I guess at the beginning of the episode, it was kind of like Kane was the one that kind of got the backlash from the vote because he was the only one that actually voted for Brandon that's still in the game. But besides that, not much to talk about on that red tribe. So of those two tribes, Matthew, who are you standing? I'll ask it again.
Of what
of the red and green.
Oh, I don't know, because like we haven't gotten a lot from green, but I like Claire on it, and then the like orange / red. I don't. I'm gonna say red. I like that tribe more than green, just because like I don't know. I feel like they're gonna have more interesting characters moving forward.
You mentioned Claire. Claire sits out another challenge, and it was kind of odd. I felt like Jeff Probst asks, was that a team decision or was that an individual decision? And it was kind of a little awkward scene there. Do we think, I was talking to Patrick and I were watching the episode together. Do we think that Claire is purposely sitting out to look for advantages on that sit out bench? That was my speculation. Matthew?
I'm gonna say no. Is she sitting out for strategy? Potentially. But I was just as like, what is she doing? Because like in the early stages, you need to show your tribe strength. Like you need to show something, and she's shown nothing. So
yeah, I agree. I think it's just definitely a weird move. Not like if I'm Claire, it's also like I came to Survivor. I would like to participate in a challenge. I don't know why she keeps volunteering, or if it's everybody in the tribe being like, Claire, you should sit out of this one. I should be like, oh shit, it's gonna hit the fan. I should probably find something, an idol or something. I mean, they do have Josh, Matt, and Danny on the same, which I think are probably the three strongest like physical players. Because Josh is just sculpted.
Josh is sculpted. He is ripped.
He is. Yeah. And then, Heidi and Franny, I don't think are like, you know, I don't know. They're not like crazy ripped or like Claire kind of like. I don't think any of the females on that tribe are like. I don't know who's good because I haven't seen any of them really, but yeah, I don't know why she's doing that. I think uh, Matthew, you're right on with it. Like, I don't think she'd be looking for a advantage. I'm just curious to see why she's not putting herself out there more to like. I guess she just doesn't want to make a mistake or something. I don't know. That could be it too. I don't
You know,
know.
it's just interesting because in the first episode, we see her sit out and she makes that, connection with Matthew on the sit out
Yeah.
bench. And then I think she was the one that just said out of nowhere, I'll sit out. And then just Jeff Brooks asking the question, it just leads me to believe like that's going to be a story later down the line. I don't know.
Also, I thought you can't sit out in back-to-back challenges. So what happened to that?
I also thought that.
I also thought that, but we don't know if there's been like a reward challenge in between that we just haven't, that didn't make the episode. So that could be potentially why she's able to sit out. I don't know.
Maybe if
Well, they gave a reward during this one.
Or, yeah,
Did they?
the fishing gear. The fishing gear.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I also thought that. That is weird. I don't know why they're not doing that. I guess maybe if it's a reward and immunity challenge, you can get somebody out. I don't know. But that is weird. I don't know why they're doing that.
it is weird. But we lose Helen this episode. Besides that, guys, I don't know if there's anything that is grabbing my attention that we haven't spoken about just yet. Just straight ice in the veins by Carolyn to not play the idol, I thought, in my opinion, but the correct read. So good on her.
100%. Great
Yeah.
read. I'll take back what I've said. Great read. I don't know about the fishing through feces, but great read.
Her teeth. Her
Her
children's
teeth.
teeth.
I love that they showed her son. It's like that was the tooth that he swallowed, and I'm like, what the like, I believe you, Carolyn. I believe you. You don't need to prove.
It'd be
you have a
really
son
funny if it was just a random kid, not her son.
like her son comes out and is like, that wasn't me. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah.
Well, shit, man.
I also love that her son's like, hey, mom, don't be too weird, because he knows, and then she just
And then she starts
continues to
rolling
be-
around on the ground after she opens the idol. And like, I love her.
Yeah. Shit, I cannot imagine. I would love to be a fly on the wall in Carolyn's house, just like the 9 to 5 every day. I want to see it.
Let me ask you guys this question. Do you guys think that Carolyn's gonna make the merge?
Yes.
Yes, now that her and Yam Yam are half the tribe and Carson flipped with them, definitely.
Yeah.
Over under Carolyn's placement of 7th.
Ooh. Over being like 8 up and under being 6 down.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what's crazy? I was gonna guess she gets out at 7, like that. She's gonna make to 7. She's definitely gonna make jury, or she's gonna make the. But I don't know if she'll. I think she might do something that, because we saw it in this episode too, where it's like, somebody goes, okay, here's the plan. Don't make any big movements. She goes, oh my God, Kenny, I love you. Like, you can't do that. There's like 5 people here and everyone's walking around. Carolyn, you can't make a big fucking show of it. I don't think she's going to be able to like restrict herself from doing that, because that's just who she is. So I think people are going to be like, I don't want to go to you with information because you can't be cool about it, man. So but I think she's set herself up, and to get to merge, I think 7. I think she gets out of that. I know last week I was like, she's got to be the first one out. There's no way people can enjoy being around her. But seeing this episode, she was playing really hard, and so she was looking for it. She found it. She almost didn't make the right move. Made the right move. Put the thing back. Kept her mouth shut. she had the wherewithal and had the read to not play her idol. So she's a good gamer. She wants to play. And so I think that'll get her far, but I don't think it's going to get her far enough because I think she's going to.
So you are taking the over,
I'm going to take the over.
Matthew.
Um,
You want to take the under, but will you?
I'm gonna say fuck it because I saw her
Fuck
getting
it.
mid jury because like she's
Could be
obviously
sixth.
set. She's obviously set till merge, and that's pretty much jury. And if she doesn't have to
Obviously.
use her idol, that grants her another round. So I'll take the under.
And then Matthew, we
Same.
picked favorites last episode, the first episode, and we also picked winner picks. We already know who your favorite is, unless you want to change that. But who is your winner pick? It could be the same, but it sounds like it's not the same because you think she might get out mid-jury.
Yeah. So favorite, obviously Carolyn. My winner picks also from that same tribe. I don't know. They lost, and then they had like the whole Bruce situation, so they're getting like a lot of airtime. But it feels like it's supporting like long-term airtime and not just like in other seasons where it's just nothing. I'm gonna go with Carson. I think he has a good shot, and especially if he stays with Carolyn and Yam Yam and could build up those relationships come merge. I think he could do it.
All right.
I also, by the way, not to shit on Carson too much, but Carson, when he's like, I can read body language, I know this, I know that, and then he doesn't even question the one person that has it.
Well, she wasn't there, so he couldn't read her body language there.
Oh my God.
But he did talk to her. He did talk to her moments later in the episode and didn't question her.
They're like,
Wasn't
Caroline,
there walking away.
Caroline, do you have it? I don't know. That's crazy.
Okay, also
Yeah.
that is very her in every situation. So I feel like it would be very hard to read her in that situation.
She's consistent.
Carly's like, I work at NASA and I can read body language. Fuck you.
All righty, guys. Well, I think that is a great way to cap it off. Matthew, thank you for hopping on the pod. Always great to talk to you. Pat, as always, thank you for coming back on and talking some Survivor 44. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks.